We'll continue where we stopped. In this section, we'll talk about some basic vector operations. There are a couple of operations that I've outlined that we might look at and then see how it works out in QGIS. Now, under relevant vector operations, you have to format a map, symbology and label. We have already done that, but we'll see how that goes with the administrative map of Nigeria, and of course, maybe subsets of it. Uh, then we'll see how we can use the format of the symbology and the labels to highlight different states, and of course, know which local government areas are in each state. For now, when you look at the map, you will see that you don't even know which state is which. It's just a basic map with lots of small segments, but you can't tell which state is Zamfara State, which state is Sokoto. You know the rough location, but not the exact boundary. So we'll see how we can use symbology to uh, delineate that. Then subsequently, we'll talk about how to extract a map. From this map, let's say you have Benue State or Anambra State. I'll work with Anambra State. How do you remove Anambra State from that map and make it an individual map of its own? So that when you remove the map of Nigeria, we still have Anambra map, which was extracted from that particular Nigeria map. So we'll see how that can work. And of course, to do that, you have to be able to select the area you are trying to kind of generate its map. You can do that via the map window, or through the attribute table. And of course, you have to export this selected area as a new layer or a new map. Then there are some operations I may highlight, which include clip, difference, union, merge, and a whole lot of others. But of course, these ones will not go into details about how to generate. If the need arises as tutorials progress, we might go back and do a bit of those, but the focus will be on this section, 3.1, 3.31, and 3.32. Having said that, let's go back to the map window and now see, first and foremost, now how do you highlight the different states in Nigeria, since you just have boxes, polygons rather, that are virtually meaningless. So to do that, you have to format the system, the map. Let's use the World Bank map. Right click on it, select properties. Now, under properties, you go to symbology. Like I said, you have lots of tools you can work with from here, but our focus will be mainly on symbology and label for the duration of this tutorial. So, uh, symbology. Now, you have single symbol. That's why you have the same color all through. It doesn't really matter whether you're talking about one local government or the other, or one state or the other. It's just one symbol for the entire Nigeria. So that's why you have it. It's single symbol. Now, to change that and then highlight maybe the local government or the states, my interest is to highlight the states. You click, not right click, but normal click on this arrow here, or even on top here, and select categorized instead of single symbol, categorized. There are a couple of other options, but like I said, categorized. Select that. So you see the window has changed. Now, what do you want to categorize with? You want to categorize with the states. And the states, as you must know by now, should be what? Admin name 0 is Nigeria from this map. Admin name 1 is the states. And then admin name 2 is the local government area. So you want to categorize by the state. So you select admin one name, this. Once you select this, nothing has happened so far because You still have a long way to go. Not very long, don't mind me, but just a short while. Now, having selected this, the next step is now to classify. To classify, you don't need to do a whole lot. Just come here to this button, click classify. That's all you need to do. Classify, and then boom, you have different colors now highlighting different states within Nigeria. If you scroll down, you see other states. This all others is a color reflecting all other parts of the map that are not part of Nigeria. I might decide to eliminate that by clicking this minus button here. I highlight it, not this last one, and then click minus. It deletes it. It's no longer there. So basically, these are the states of Nigeria, and once I apply it, this color, this single color will change, and you now be able to see the color for each state, so that at a glance you can tell these are the local governments within. These are the number of local governments within Anambra State. These are the number of local governments within Imo State. But then the main color that has demarcates everything will be the state color. So watch the map window right now. Of course, it will also affect this the panel, the layer panel. But click apply, and then here you are. So having clicked the apply, you can decide to close this. You can say okay or close as the case may be. Now you can see that these are the different states highlighted, the different states of Nigeria highlighted in this map. These are different states, a different state, a different state, another state, another, another, another. So these are the different states now with more clarity. At a glance, you can now see, okay, these are where the different states are, and these are supposedly local governments within the states. So having done that, you can click save to save that. So basically, we've highlighted the different states. And of course, at a glance, you can now see which local governments are located where. So this is this option, and we'll soon get to 3.3 to hopefully this tutorial will be a bit shorter than the others. Now, but that's not all that you can do here. What if you want to be able to give the names of each of each states? You might, if you want, even be able to label each of the local governments if you want to, but it might make the map very unclear. But something else you'll notice is that this used to be a square, and now it's suddenly an irregular stuff. This means that it's now reflecting the fact that you no longer have one block, but you have different units within that block. So if you click on this arrow, if you check now, you discover that there's no arrow behind any of these besides this. If you click on this, you see something. It brings out the key. That's what makes that this layer now different from the other layers. Now this is the color for Ibia. So anywhere you see that color here, it's Ibia, this area. That's the color for Ibia. Adamawa is light green. This is basically Adamawa, this color. Akwa Ibom is bluish. This is Akwa Ibom. Anambra is yellowish. This is this area. Bauchi is somewhat sky blue, tending towards sky blue. This seems to be Bauchi. So as you scroll down, you see the different colors, and you can easily say this is where this color is. Enugu State is this. This and this look alike, but they are different. But you know where Enugu State is, so you can still tell which one it is. This is Enugu State. Let's see where the other red is. Ondo State is this. If you scroll down to the other red, Taraba State is this region. So that's how you know. And of course, you can now tell the local governments. You can count them and know which local governments are in which states. Well, if you want to still know the local governments, the number of local governments, you can right click, open attribute table, this, and it's already selected because you've already, once you click this, it starts from the below. Click this, Anambra. So I want to know how many local governments are there by counting. Maybe you press this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Now, 17 local governments in Anambra State according to the map. And of course, at a glance, you can tell that this is from 1 to 17. So once you click on this, it highlights the entire row. So even if you click within here, it doesn't go. So you can now say, okay, you can now count down. Let's say I want to know the number of local governments in Adamawa State. So I know 18 is where I'm meant to start, but I want to know where Adamawa State ends. That's here. Below that, you have Akwa Ibom State. So let's start from 18 and count down. This is 18, Demsa. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That's 21 local government areas in Adamawa State. So basically, you can do that for any state of interest. Of course, there are more technical ways to go about it, but I won't go into those details right now. You just get to understand the simplistics, and then you move on from there. So there's something you need to note. Once this is selected, it affects the map window still. There's a local government selected in Adamawa State. If you move this to the side and look at this Adamawa State, you see there's a small yellow patch here. That's the local government selected. That's Yola North. That small yellow patch. Now, if you select the second, which is 37, you see a new patch, a new yellow patch. That is the selection. If you select Tuongo, you can hit Tuongo on the map. Select Song. That's it highlighted. So once you highlight anything within this map, it will be highlighted within the map window. And of course, that's where we'll still get to do that to a large extent in the next unit of this, in the next section of this unit. So with this, of course, to remove this selection, all you have to do is to come here, this, click on this tool here, and the selection is gone. So no longer reflected in the map window, no longer reflected in the attribute table. So basically, this is how you manipulate this map to generate some outputs. Now, of course, like I mentioned something about labels, you can go to properties, labels ABC. You want more than one label, so select, initially you have no label, select single labels this time around. So how do you label? Admin zone 2, if you use admin name 2 to admin 2 name, it will name all the local governments individually. Let's try that and see what it looks like. Say apply. Like I said, click, once you've selected single label, click here, select the appropriate thing. For now is on admin 2 name. The font format is Arial, regular, font 10. So that basically does it. Apply. You can see that the names have appeared all over the map. Lots of names. That's why I said we will make the map a bit cumbersome, because you have lots of names. You can't really tell which is which unless you zoom in, and then you get to see the details as they appear. So this is basically the map of Nigeria, highlighting the states and giving the name of each individual local government area. You can also change the color of this labels. Let's say you want to change the color to red. Just bear in mind that when you change it to red, these ones that are reddish, the color will not really be that clear anymore. So it's the color for now is black. So you can click on this arrow, go down, select any color from here. So let's say you selected red and you apply. Now all the labels, the names are in red. And you can see that within this reddish unit here, Taraba, you can hardly see the the names of the local government areas. So you can go back to the black and then apply. You can also try and see what it looks like when you try to highlight to give the names of the states. I doubt if it will give you what you need, but let's see, admin name one, and then you click apply. Yes, it gives you Borno, 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 but ideally I would want to see one Borno and no other Borno. But in this case, since you have a map that talks about a whole lot of units, then it will give you this map. But of course, if you want to if you want that single label, you may have to merge all of these units to dissolve the local governments, or save it with a different name, dissolve the local governments, and then have it on top of this map, and then you can now give it the name based on the admin name one. It will just give it as one unit. But we will not go into that in the course of this particular tutorial. We will get there subsequently. And of course, it's easy to get more information on how to do that. You can just do some trial and error, and eventually you become good at these things. Of course, it's just you need to know the basics, and then subsequently, as you practice more, you learn more and more and more, and you even become better than the person who instructed you, even better than myself. So if you want to get rid of all those labels, you can easily just come back here, go to single label and select no label. Simply apply. The names will go away. So this is basically the way the map is. So we now move into the second segment here, which is about how to save, maybe bring out one state and save it as a map that is different from that Nigeria map that you have over there. So to do that, you need to highlight the area of interest. Let's say in this tutorial, I'll work with Anambra State. So let's zoom into Anambra State, which is this area. You can click on the zoom in, click around, and then this is Anambra State blown out. Now you can highlight in a couple of different ways, but we'll try to. To select somewhere here, you need to change your tool. Now this is span. You can hold and drag, but I want to still use not this normal click to select. In that case, I have to click on this tool here, select features by area or single click. So once I click on that, once I click here, it selects that. If I click on here, it selects it. If I click here, it selects it. If I click here, it selects it. If I decide to select by click hold, then drag, we will select everywhere that my drag intersects. It goes beyond Anambra State. So I can click hold within. We will still go beyond for that. It won't get all of Anambra State in this case. There are some sections that are left out. To select all of them, you hold down your control key and click individually, and everything is selected. But without the control key held, Once you click, once you click the next, the first is deselected. But if you hold down the control key and keep clicking, then you will select everything. And of course, given the fact that I've given it an individual color, you know exactly what you need to select and what you don't need to select. Keep clicking in the individual polygons, and then you have Anambra State selected, but it's not yet complete. You click this too, and then you have Anambra State highlighted. I can save this map. This as a map that is different from the map of Nigeria. I'll save it, and it becomes a different map or map layer, and the Nigeria map will still be there intact. When I remove the Nigeria map, I have the Anambra map intact. I can decide to select only this local government or this local government, this I am a local government, and save this as an individual map on its own, given going by the name I am a local government area. But in this case, for now, I want to save an entire state, and then maybe we'll now see how we can now highlight the individual local governments within the state so that at a glance you now know which local government is which, just like we now know the states that are which based on this symbology format, the format of the symbology. Now, the next way to go about this selection, of course, which is a bit more straightforward, if you don't have all these boundaries delineated accordingly and you don't know which is which, you go to the layer, right click, select attribute table. Now, Anambra State is where I'm interested in. So you now know, going by the Anambra admin one name is you have Abia State first. You scroll down, you get Adamawa, you get a Ibom. The next should be Anambra based on alphabetical arrangement. And then this is Anambra State. So to select all of the local governments in Anambra State, you start by highlight the entire, click on Aguata. This is where Anambra State begins. Click on this number 70, and then it highlights the entire row, the entire properties for Aguata local government area. Now, as you scroll down until you get to the last. The next should be Bauchi. This is Bauchi here. So you want to highlight everything on top of Bauchi. So you hold down your control key, your shift key rather. Hold down the shift key. Oyi is the last, not Alkaleri is in Bauchi State. So Oyi is the last. You click, that's 90. Click, hold shift, and click on 90. So automatically every part of Anambra State is highlighted in the map. So having done that, you can minimize this. Right click on the name. And now I want to save this entire region as a single map that is different from the map of Nigeria. It becomes Anambra State map and not map of Nigeria. So right click on that map of Nigeria, go down to export, save as. Now make sure, like I said, for now, based on the fact that we worked on the KML earlier on, KML is highlighted here under format. So under formats, click on the arrow, select S3 shapefiles, ESRI shapefile. Now file name, you click on the browse, the three dots in front of file name to go back to the parent folder. I want to save it in under output. Type in, you can still browse the location of your interest as we did earlier on. Type in Anambra State, Anambra underscore state. Now, having typed in that, you click save, you press save. That's not where it ends. Ordinarily, I would say once you click OK, it will save Anambra State. But unfortunately, even though you call it Anambra State, if you click OK, you will save the entire map of Nigeria with the name Anambra State. You need to do something else before you get to the save. It's selected already. So you need to highlight this. Save only selected features. These are the selected features, the yellow area, Anambra State. So you've already given the name Anambra State, but you need to click on this box. Save only selected features. Once I click OK now, it will save only this as Anambra State. If this is not highlighted, it's like this, and I click OK, it will save the entire map of Nigeria as Anambra State. A new, a new map, but with the wrong name. So select this and then click OK. Watch what happens here. A new color will be used to replace this yellow. Of course, the yellow will still be there, but click OK, and there you are. So Anambra State is now a new map. So you can see it in the map window, but look at this, the layer pane. This is the map we just created, Anambra State. The Nigeria map is still there. Now, the Nigeria map is still, Anambra State is still highlighted in that Nigeria map, even though you can't see it. Now, click on this, de-highlight this. Click on this tick sign inside this box in front of Anambra State. Once you deactivate it, you will no longer see that Anambra State map in the map window. You see the Nigeria map, which is supposed to be below. Click on that. So no more tick in front in the box. And then now you can see what is below, which is the Nigeria map. So the Anambra State is still selected. To deselect this, like I said, if you go to the attribute table, click on this, the attribute table is still open. If you get there, you can deselect by clicking this. But you must not come back here to deselect. Even if this is closed, you can come here. This tool here, deselect it. So once you click on this, no more selection. But since the selection tool is still active, anywhere you click within will probably still select it. But it's not selecting now because you have Anambra State highlighted. Once Anambra State is highlighted here and you're trying to select from Nigeria, it would not work. No matter how hard you try, nothing will select within this Nigeria. But once you select it in the layer pane, now it is selected in layer pane, it's now blue. This is the active. Now that it's blue is active. I can select something here. But if I don't want to select, and of course I've deselected everything, to stop selecting, I'll have to activate the pan tool, pan map. So once I click within, nothing happens. You might have some shift, minor shifts, but nothing is selected. You can hold, drag around, and no selection. And that's basically how you do this. Now, you can deactivate this map, and you have something else below. This dumb messages. Now, let's say you now have this Anambra here. Let's deactivate the Nigeria map and leave the one below. I want to have these local government areas in different colors. You go back to properties, Symbology, which is this tool that looks like a paintbrush. Single symbol, that's not what you want to have there. Categorize is what you want. Select categorize under, and that's area under value. This time around you select admin2 name. Admin2 name, this. And then you select classify. Classify. Now you can see something. I made a mistake. I was supposed to select admin2 name. I said it and then I selected admin1 name. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So it just highlighted Anambra in blue. If I move aside right now and say, and click apply, it will just change the color of Anambra State. So that's not what I want to do. So what I want to do is basically to select admin2 name, which is this. But then if I do this, I'll probably still run into issues. Let's try something and see what happens. Let's see whether it works. If it doesn't work, then I'll give you a reason why it doesn't work. Now, having selected that, go back to classify. You see, it's giving you an error message. It said classify the classification field was changed from admin1 name to admin2 name. Should the existing classes be deleted before classification? Say yes, then it will remove all of this. These are Anambra in blue and the all others in green. It will remove that and then reclassify. If you say no, which is the wrong thing to do, it would retain that and still do some crazy things. Let's see what happens anyway. It's more like trial and error. We can still undo what we just did. Say no. I used to say no, you do not want to remove what you've selected prior before, and you just want to go on with a new class. And then here you are. You have the local government areas in different colors, but then you still have Anambra states in blue and all other states in all other sections in green. So how does this work? Let's apply and see what happens. Of course, I'll have to repeat all of these things. So apply and look at the map and see what happens, because that's more like an anomaly. Yes, it is reflected. It still captures the different local government areas and different colors. But if I come to this map now, let's say I close this. When you get here, this Anambra states. Once you click this arrow now, it would remove all, it would hide all this, all these names for under the Nigeria map. So let's do this. And now, alternative, now let's click this arrow pointing towards the right so that it points downwards. Click on that. Now it's pointing downwards. You now have, you still have under that key Anambra in blue, which is not here. And then the others, and then you now have local governments. If I want to make this map, eventually this will be an anomaly. It will seem as if you have a local government in Anambra State called Anambra, and then some other things. So this is the wrong way to go about it. So what you need to do is you go back, right click, go back to properties. Now that is an anomaly, you need to um, delete everything you have within. Delete all. Delete all. So once you click delete all, everything goes. Now admin name 2 is still selected, so all you have to do is just say classify again, and then you have everything intact. You don't want to have this in your key, so you minus, and now you have that. You apply. Okay. And once you click on this now, the Anambra is not there. The other blank is not there. You scroll down, the last there is OE, and the first is Aguata. So this is basically the Anambra map. Now I can also add the names of the local governments now, since it's and since it's large enough not to look too cumbersome. Go back to properties. And hold and drag in the labels. This is not the labels. This is what you're looking for. This labels, single labels. Admin2 name is already there, so that's in order. You don't want to change anything, your choice. Just click apply. You move this sideways so you see what appears when it appears. So that's basically it. You click OK. Now this is a map of Anambra State with the local governments in different colors and the names of the local governments also shown. Now to make it clearer, I can of course select the first one, first set of maps that we looked at, and then this is it. Now something you need to note is that of course where I'm working from right now is Oka South. And of course, that work that I did, when I generated the map for the mini field work, When you scroll in or you zoom in, let's say this is a section with that small dots. That is a polygon there, but because you're talking about a large map, and with it being that small, it seems like a dot. But if you were to zoom into that point, this area, and suddenly it's larger, and you can see Oka South there means that the area that I worked on was within Oka South based on the map of Nigeria. So this Oka North, Oka South, and this is within Oka South. So this is basically it. There are a couple of other operations you can perform, but of course, uh, if you can do this so far, at least you've come a long way. Subsequently, we'll do a whole lot of other operations. But then, for the last stage, I want to just highlight something before I end the tutorial. There's this 3.3.3 here where I talk about other operations like clip, difference, union, merge. You can perform an experiment on this and see how it works. But what that's all about, to know where to get the tools that you need, Anambra is highlighted here. It's a vector, it's a vector data now. So you go to vector. This is vector. Once you click on this, there are lots of things you can do with this vector map. Calculate area while editing, clip. So lots of things to be done. But the area, those tools I mentioned, if you go to geoprocessing tools, as you move it down, you get to geoprocessing tools. You move sideways, there are some tools there: buffer, clip, convex hull, difference, dissolve, intersection, symmetrical difference, union, uh, eliminate selected polygon. All of these things are operations. For instance, if I select Anambra West, for instance, and say eliminate selected polygon, it will probably delete it. If I have two different polygons selected and I say union, it will probably merge the two of them together and it becomes one. Dissolve may end up being every each of this, if I say dissolve and I select a particular attribute, it will dissolve everything and it becomes just one. That attribute will be used as a tool to kind of, like, let's say for instance, I want to remove all these local government areas and just have the Anambra boundary map. If I use a dissolve tool and run through it accordingly, it will remove all those local government areas and I'll have just the Anambra map, the boundary for Anambra State as what is highlighted within this map when I save. So these are things you can experiment on. The buffer. So these are basically some tools that might come in handy as you move along. So, but when you perform some experiments on this, you can now know how it works. But for this particular course, we might not go into the details of how to operate some of these, and then of course what they seem more like. Run some experiments on your own, and then you can um, see what they portend, and of course how you can make use of them to generate a better and more reliable outputs. So I'll stop this tutorial for now. Subsequently, we'll now talk about raster operations, and then eventually we'll now talk about how do you generate the final map printout, combining both raster, point, polygon, even lines. So that will be the last part of this tutorial. But for now, we'll stop so that you can digest the much you've done. You can practice over and over again to be able to kind of perfect the act and, of course, build on what you've learned so far. Thank you.